Okay, so you talked about influences in the previous answer. So, like as an 18-year-old, there's a thing called FOMO, fear of missing out. And like it's it's kind of being influenced, but we're being told ki when we're 80, when we're 90, we're gonna remember the good old days and we're gonna remember the memories we made with friends. So, how do we manage both of that? Like FOMO and our memories we're gonna make.
Uh, Fear of missing out. Missing out on what?
Just the social aspect.
Okay, so there's a lot going on and you don't want to miss out on that. Fine. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like, I sometimes a lot of my friends invite me out, they just go out. I don't go out, and I do have that FOMO. So, something like that.
So you are afraid that later on you'll feel you have missed out on something. That's what?
Like in the present, you feel like you're missing out. You're not making friends and all that.
FOMO. Okay. So others are having a good time and I'm missing out on that.
Kind of.
Kind of. So that's what we are saying. Okay. Fine. So that's one thing. And what's the other thing that you wanted to balance this one against?
And फिर मतलब a lot of elders say कि even our teachers, they tell us कि you won't remember the actual studying part, have fun, make memories, just live life.
So, but then these two are complementary to each other. There is no contradiction that I see.
But
You want to go out and have fun, and your teachers are also encouraging you to go out and have fun.
it's like you don't go out. मतलब
Now, that's interesting. So, why don't you go out?
like my parents.
So, why are the parents saying that you must not go out?
That's something you should ask them.
So, I should ask your parents, I should ask your friends, and I should also ask your teachers, why should I not rather ask you something? Where are you in the entire equation? The equation has X, Y, and Z. Where is I?
Okay, so me personally, I would love to go out, but I'm concerned about my safety. I don't know these people very well, but I feel that in order to be friends with them, I should hang out with them more often. It's very superficial.
No. If it's important to you, then it can't be superficial. Huh? Please. So I'm taking it with all seriousness. So who's a friend? Let's define. Who is a friend?
A person you can trust.
A person you can
Trust.
trust. Trust in what?
Just in general, like you can tell them stuff that's happening with you, and there are acquaintances and then there are friends. Like,
You know how most people are. You know how we are all more inclined towards falseness rather than the truth. Towards vice rather than virtue. Right? So, what do you want to trust your friend with?
vulnerability. I believe that a friend is a person you can be vulnerable with.
So, you can tell your friend what is it that hurts you.
Yeah.
Right? And what happens as a consequence of this disclosure? Is your vulnerability reduced? Does he help you out, or do you stay as you are? Or
It does help you out.
so if I go back to the Mahabharata, because the Gita was named just a few minutes back. So there is a pair we see, Krishna and Arjun. And there is also another pair we see, let's say Shakuni and Duryodhan. You know of these characters, right? Very prominent characters. which among these two would you call as a pair of friends?
Arjun and Krishna.
Arjun and Krishna. But for sure, Duryodhan was sharing all his vulnerabilities with Shakuni Mama.
But it was a one-way.
So maybe Shakuni too was sharing all his vulnerabilities with Duryodhan Bhanja. Is that friendship? Huh?
I think they were also friends.
No, but then these two definitions of friendship are hugely at odds with each other. We cannot have both of these, right? When you define a thing, the definition cannot include the opposite of that thing. Who is a friend?
Who is a crime partner?
In general, I mean, I don't know how that sounds, but in general, if somebody is indeed your crime partner, he becomes not only your friend but your bosom buddy. No? And you say he stands with me in my deepest evils. So he is my truest friend. On the other hand, if there is someone who tries to bring some sense to you, that fellow doesn't appear very pleasing. Or does he? Once you know what is meant by friendship, it will be very easy to be drawn to the right person. On the other hand, if you do not know yourself, you will also not know who a real friend is. See, I'm sorry if it is getting serious on a light topic, but there is no other way, because you are talking of a friend to yourself, right? When you say friend, you don't merely say friend, you say my friend. So to understand who deserves to be a friend, you will have to know yourself. If you don't know who you are, you will not be able to know which friend to have and keep. We are people in need of help, support, light, upliftment. A friend is someone who can bring these to our life. A friend is not necessarily someone you can have a good time with. A friend is someone who teaches you the very definition of having a good time. Because having a good time is a concept, right? And that's why the definition of good time varies from person to person. A friend is someone who takes you to higher pleasures. A good time is supposed to give you pleasure, right? Having good time, having pleasure. But then there are low pleasures and there are high pleasures. A friend is someone who can help you graduate from lowly pleasures to higher pleasures. I'm getting it. But that will happen only if, first of all, there is an I in the equation. There has to be an I in the equation. Who am I and what is my requirement? And that will tell you who your friend is. A crime partner appears actually very pleasing, but avoid. There was one fellow who was expelled from the assembly. I'll continue with that same example. There was one fellow who was expelled from the assembly when Duryodhan and his kin were trying their dirty tricks on Draupadi. And you know who that fellow was? The one who was trying to talk some sense to Duryodhan. What was his name? Yes, Vikarn, one of the brothers, and Vidur. These were the two who were sidelined and humiliated. So given the way we are, If our intention is to remain as we are, forget about fear of missing out. You will actively want to miss out on the right thing. The right thing is the thing that you deeply, deeply want without knowing what you deeply want. So it's not FOMO really. It's WTMO. I want to miss out on the real thing. And I want to stick to all the lowly things. That's the nature of mind, and that's the tragedy with human existence. We deeply avoid that which we deeply love. We avoid depth altogether. And we wallow in the superficialities. We do not know what is it our heart really beats for. And when that thing comes right in front, we just want to run away. That the appearance of that thing feels so embarrassing, so dreadful, almost like death. So we avoid that. The thumb rule is, if something appears very alluring, right in the first instance, think not twice but 10 times. The real thing that deserves your companionship, even your devotion, will be difficult to go to, even more difficult to stay with. Friends that appear attractive in the first sight itself will be 99% times be the ones you don't need to be with. Just avoid. You're not missing out on anything. But yes, you are missing out greatly on something else. It's just that all that happens below the radar. We don't even know what we are missing out on. And you are young, and I'll tell you the real FOMO. People reach the age of 80 and die without having ever really lived. So they have not missed out on a thing. They have missed out on life itself. And that's what you should wonder about. What is life? Who am I? And what is it that I really need to have? Because I won't be alive forever. I'll be gone. Even if you're not physically gone, your energies will be gone. A point will come when your physical apparatus will not support too much activity, even too much thought. So this is your time. This is your peak. Figure out what is it that you must do with it. Again, I'm not sure whether this has made any sense, but still.